Very good afternoon to all of you children. Hope you are keeping well and staying at home. This is our second video on sentences, kinds and transformation. Now for your convenience, I have split kinds of sentences into two parts. That is kinds of sentences 1 and kinds of sentences 2. Now under kinds of sentences 1 comes the 4 kinds of sentences which, as you know, as you have studied in earlier junior classes, are first assertive or declarative sentence, which is none other than a clear, firm and strong statement. Next comes imperative sentence, which again can be an advice, can be an order or a command, and can also be a request. Next comes interrogative sentences. As you know, interrogative sentences are none other than questions. And in order to construct questions, we need to seek help of question words, which are 7 in number, namely who, when, why, which, what, where, and the 7th one is how. Now lastly, the exclamatory sentence, which ends with, which uses an exclamation mark. Now the placement of exclamation mark has 2 rules. I will come to it. So firstly, I would want to say that interrogative or question words can be used to construct both interrogative sentences and exclamatory sentences. Let's see some examples. If I say, how beautiful the peacock is, I am saying so out of wonder, out of bewilderment, out of surprise, out of amazement, right? So therefore the sentence ends with an exclamation mark. How beautiful the peacock is, right? Now if I say, how beautiful is the peacock? How beautiful is the peacock? That becomes an enquiry. Okay? Say for example, somebody who has never seen a peacock may ask, how beautiful is a peacock? Okay? So just the placement, the interchange of the placement of the verb is changes the form of the or the kind of the sentence. Okay? From interrogative to exclamatory, or you may say from exclamatory to interrogative. And another way of constructing an exclamatory sentence is with the help of interjection. As you must have studied what interjections are. Interjections are not some words which literally have no meaning of their own. Say for example, oops, ouch. Okay? So firstly, they don't have any meaning of their own, any literal meaning of their own. And secondly, it is an epitome of the expression which is given. For example, think of the situation when you are injected. Okay? When the needle is pierced into your epidermis, into your skin. Okay? What is the feeling? Ouch! It hurts. isn't it? So ouch, which really or literally has no meaning of its own, is an epitome of the expression which you are giving out. Okay? So in case of exclamatory sentences where interjection is used, the exclamation mark will come after the interjection, right after the interjection, and gradually the sentence will end with a full stop. Like for example, ouch! Exclamation mark, it hurts, and I will be capital. It will begin with a capital I. Okay? And it hurts, after hurts there will be a full stop. So we are done with our kinds of sentences and their transformation, number 1. Now today's video is mainly on kinds of sentences, number 2. So in order to understand or go into the deep into this chapter, we need to brush up with the basic terms which I had once discussed with you in the previous video. The syntax of English sentence, as you know, SVO, where S stands for subject, V for verb, and O for object. Okay? Now, once again, I would like to tell you that the basic 2 components of English sentence or any sentence in any language are subject and predicate. So, verb and object are again 2 components of the element called predicate. Okay? So, therefore, subject plus verb plus object, where again verb and object are parts of predicate. Alright? Now let us come to 2 terms known as phrase and clause. Now in simple words, a phrase is that part of a sentence which does not consist of either a subject or a predicate. A sentence is that part of a sentence which consists neither of a subject nor of a predicate. Alright? And unlike that, a clause is that part of a sentence or that sentence, I will come to it, which consists of both a subject and a predicate. So it is very easy for you to remember what phrase and clause are. Phrase is that part of the sentence which does not consist of a subject nor a predicate, but clause is that part which consists of both a subject and a predicate. Alright? So here, if you observe, I have written clause is that part of a sentence / a sentence which consists of a subject and a predicate. Now, let us come to some examples. If I say, I pray to God every evening. Alright? I pray to God every evening. Now, in this sentence, there is a subject which is I. Pray is the verb. To is the preposition. God is the object. I pray to God in the evening. Alright? So, as the definition of a clause goes, it is a part of sentence or a sentence which consists of both a subject and a predicate. This sentence, I pray to God in the evening, can be nomenclated as a clause because it fulfills all the features a clause must have. It has a subject, it has a predicate, isn't it? Therefore, I pray to God every evening is a sentence and a clause both in itself. Okay? And this is why I have written that a clause may be a part of a sentence or a sentence which consists of a subject and a predicate. Now, remember the sentence, I'm coming back. Now here, we will be dealing with the various types of clauses, once again not kinds of clauses. Remember the sentence which I have given you an example of right now, I pray to God every evening, right? So, three kinds of clauses are there: principal clause, subordinate clause, coordinate clause. Okay? Now, I pray to God in the evening, as I have said, is a complete sentence. It has a subject, it has a predicate, and its meaning is concrete, firm and strong and clear in itself, right? So as I have said, it could also be a clause because it has both a subject and a predicate as a clause needs. Okay? Now, the fact is that you may often find clauses which have subjects and predicates, but the meaning is not clear in itself. These particular clauses may need help of some other clauses or maybe phrases to make their meaning concrete and intact. Alright? But in this particular sentence, I pray to God in the evening, there is no need of any other clause to make the meaning concrete or strong or clear. The meaning is concrete and firm in itself in this particular sentence, through this particular sentence. Therefore, as I have said, this sentence is a clause too. Now I say that it is none but a principal clause. So, which clause is a principal clause? Or what is a principal clause? A principal clause is that clause which expresses a meaning which is complete, intact, concrete, firm, strong and clear in itself. That is called a principal clause. Okay? Now let's come to the next type called subordinate clause. Now I have just told you that there are certain clauses which are not complete in themselves. They need help of some other clauses or phrases to give them a complete meaning. Alright? Say for example, I go to the temple, I pray to God every evening, which mother likes very much. I pray to God every evening, which mother likes very much. Alright? Now, if you want to split the sentence, you can split into two parts or two clauses. Alright? I pray to God every evening, part 1. Part 2, which mother likes very much. Alright? Now, if you look into the second part or second clause, which mother likes very much, this part or this section or this clause, I won't say it does not have any meaning. It does. But the meaning is not complete. Okay? Which mother likes very much? The very first question which will come to your mind is, what is it that mother likes very much? Alright? Answer being, I go to the temple or I pray to God every evening. This is the thing which mother likes very much. Alright? Got it? So, subordinate clause may be defined as that part of the sentence which has a subject and a predicate, definitely. Now here you may ask me, which mother likes very much? Right? Or let's say, which is liked by mother. That would be easier for you to understand. Which is liked by mother. Okay? Now, in this portion, which is the subject and mother is liked by mother very much is the predicate. Okay? So, let me write the sentence. I pray to God every evening which is liked by mother. Okay? This is the sentence. So, kindly observe. I pray to God every evening. This is clause 1. Which is liked by mother is clause 2. Now you can see, I pray to God every evening has a subject I and predicate pray to God every evening. And in the second part, which is the subject, is liked by mother is the predicate. Alright? So, as per the features say, both these sections, I pray to God every evening and which is liked by mother, both of them have a subject and a predicate. But the second portion is not complete in itself. It needs the help of the first portion to give it a complete meaning. Which is liked by mother is not complete in itself, as you can see. So, in order to make it complete, we have to add something to it at the beginning, maybe at the end also. I pray to God every evening. Okay? Understood? So therefore, this portion which is liked by mother, or certain clauses which have a subject and a predicate and fulfill the the characteristic features of a clause, but do not make a complete sense, are none but subordinate clauses. Next we come to coordinate clauses. What are coordinate clauses? You must have, and definitely you have studied what conjunctions are, like and, like but, and many others are there, like or. So, uh, in case of sentences, long sentences, quite long sentences, where two or more sentences are joined together with the help of one or more than one conjunction or conjunctions, the small sentences are known as coordinate sentences. For example, Radha believes in God, but Ravi does not believe in God. The two small sentences are Radha believes in God, Ravi does not believe in God. Alright? Now, as soon as these two small sentences are joined together or clubbed together with the help of a conjunction, but the two small sentences become coordinate clauses. Radha believes in God, coordinate clause number 1. Ravi does not believe in God, coordinate clause number 2. Only when a conjunction clubs the two sentences together. If they are considered individually, then they are not clauses at all, they are sentences. Okay? I mean, they are not coordinate clauses, they are, let's say, Radha believes in God is a principal clause, Ravi does not believe in God is a principal clause. But as soon as they are clubbed together with the help of a conjunction, they become coordinate clauses. Alright? Now let us come to the kinds of sentences. Now as you will see that I have numbered the types of clauses as A, B and C. Okay? Now, kinds of sentences. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is a sentence where there is one A. A stands for principal clause or main clause. So, a simple sentence is that where there is one principal clause and nothing else. As I have said, the very first sentence, I pray to God in the evening. Okay? I pray to God in the evening. So, there is only one principal clause and therefore it is a simple sentence. Next we come to complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is one where there is one A, that means one principal clause, and one or more B, that is one or more subordinate clause. Like say the example which I had given you. I pray to God in the evening, which is liked by mother. Okay, the example is given here. I pray to God every evening, which is liked by mother. Okay, so over here in this particular example, there is only one subordinate clause. Alright, I pray to God every evening, which is liked by mother. Next, we come to coordinate clause. As I have told you that coordinate clauses are none other but principal clauses themselves. But when two principal clauses are clubbed together with a conjunction or a preposition, then they become coordinate clauses. So, A compound sentence, therefore, is a sentence where there are nothing but two or more coordinate clauses. So the last example which I had given you, Radha believes in God, but Ravi does not believe in God, is a coordinate clause. Is a complex compound sentence where there are two coordinate clauses. Okay? Is a compound sentence where there are two coordinate clauses. Now, as it says that a compound sentence may have minimum two or more than two coordinate clauses. Okay? So, a compound sentence is, as I have given you the example, Radha believes in God, but Ravi does not believe in God. Why is it a compound sentence? Because this sentence has two coordinate clauses. Okay? What are the two coordinate clauses? One, Radha believes in God, and two, Ravi does not believe in God. These are the two coordinate clauses which are clubbed together with the conjunction but. Now, they were not coordinate clauses until they were clubbed with the conjunction but. Prior to being clubbed by the conjunction but, they were principal clauses in themselves. But as soon as they get clubbed up with the conjunction but, they become coordinate clauses. And a compound sentence is that sentence which has minimum two or more than two coordinate clauses. Okay? So here we are and here we end. So I would be sending you some exercises to identify the sentences either as simple or compound or complex. And prior to that, I would want you to go through this video. So for now, thank you so much.